Hi, it's Dennis. Today's December 30th, and we're still in the Christmas season. Today's gospel talks about how Mary and Joseph met Anna, the prophetess who lived in the temple. Now, if you saw the video yesterday, you heard me talk about how Joseph and Mary had hoped to quietly go to the temple, perform the requirements of the law, and then go home quietly. I want to dive into that deeper as to the why. Joseph was a skilled artisan, and Herod, who was a murdering despot, tried to get into the good side of the people of Israel by carrying out large building projects. And to do this, he worked on the temple in Jerusalem. He hired artisans to work on the temple in Jerusalem. Tradition says that Joseph may have been hired to do some of the work on the temple. And Joseph knew, whether he worked at the temple or not, as everybody did in Jerusalem, that Herod was crazy. He had murdered his family members out of his paranoia. Joseph also knew, though, that the temple was not a safe place. Why? Because Herod had many of the priests on his payroll. They were spies. They didn't really care about serving God as much as they cared about serving themselves. Indeed, small t tradition says how the powerful priest would force the lower priest to go out and collect the temple taxes, the tithes, and keep it all for themselves. So much so that the lower priests sometimes starved to death. It was bad. Joseph knew that this was the kind of place he was going into when he took Mary and Jesus to Jerusalem to fulfill the law. He knew the place was loaded with snakes. Don't believe me? Read what Jesus said 33 years later about some of the people in the temple. So the temple was a very dangerous place to be. If you got on the wrong side of Herod, even for no reason at all, you were dead. And Joseph must have picked up from the Magi that Herod was looking for Jesus. So he wanted to get in and get out quietly. But the prophetess Anna, the gospel tells us, not with any ill intent, just out of pure joy, went and proclaimed to everyone she saw the Messiah had arrived. She had good intentions, but those good intentions could have very bad results for Jesus. Where am I getting this information from? I want to direct you to a book I read years ago. It's called The Life and Glories of St. Joseph by a man named Edward Healy Thompson. His book is based eventually on the writings of some men named Augustine, Jerome, Irenaeus, the fathers of the church. These were the teachings that they taught their flock about Joseph in their time. Highly recommend the book to you, but I will warn you it is a heavy read. Or you could look at my book, The Diaries of Joseph and Mary, where I take what I learned in that book and put it down in a diary form that Joseph and Mary may have kept. And you can check out excerpts of my book for free at my website, warriorsworlddad.com. If you like this video, please subscribe, please hit the like button, please share it with some of your friends. I have been studying St. Joseph for over a decade, 2 decades actually, to try to be the best husband and father I can be. Got a long way to go there. But there's a lot to learn about St. Joseph. And Pope Francis has declared this year as a year of St. Joseph. So check out those books, check out my blog. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.